Time now for Restoring the Soul of Healthcare from the Help Care Clinic in Austin.
And again this morning, we say good morning to Lee Acey and Dr. David Strobel from the Help Care Clinic here in Austin. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning, John. It's good to
Good morning, John. Good to be.
A interesting topic tonight because we've been talking about, the building and the beginning of the healthcare clinic and how it works and the functionality of it for individuals and families that want to be a part of it. But you're also offering other opportunities, and that's kind of our topic du jour today.
Yeah, today we wanted to talk about corporate membership. And so corporate can sound big, but it doesn't. It just means group membership. And that group membership mainly is going to be through workplaces. But for lots of small businesses in particular, they will have difficulty affording, a couple $1,000s a month per employee family, for full health insurance. But they may be able to help support people getting most of the care that they need through a membership with Healthcare Clinic. And so we've got a couple different options for that.
And maybe we can walk through it and kind of explain how they could get involved and be part of that.
Sure. So the first option that we have is what we call the the employer-sponsored plan. And this is one where the employer just says, provides information to the employees, facilitates their joining, helps us get the information to the employees and in essence kind of recommends it as an option. And by doing that, in exchange for that, marketing benefit for us and our ability to reach directly to the employees, we're giving the summer rates, the $20 a month off, to all the employees of those businesses. So that's the employer-sponsored option. The employer-subsidized option is something that we've actually been doing for a little while now, where we've had some small businesses approach us and say, "Hey, I can't afford health insurance. Could we work out a program where we'd be able to get this for my employees?" And so in that case, we where the employer is willing to pay for at least half of the cost, we give the founding member rate, which is the very lowest rate we gave to people just as they were starting, helping us get started. It's kind of a way of all of us coming together. We give a little, the employer gives some, and then the employee gets a really good rate on membership because they're splitting that founding member rate with the employer. So it's a win-win-win all the way around. And from our perspective, it just helps. It's kind of our way of wanting to really encourage, particularly the small businesses, but they're not necessarily all small, giving the opportunity to have an additional, maybe it's the only health benefit that they can offer, but even if they do have a high deductible health plan, for instance, this is something that really can make a lot of sense for the day-to-day care.
Well, and I was going to say for a lot of employers, when they provide the health benefits to their employees, they may be making X number of dollars a year, but they don't realize how much it costs employers per employee to subsidize that health plan. It can be extravagant in some cases. So this is a great option to be able to save some money.
Yes, and this is actually, we're really close to the kind of the heart dream that I had in this whole thing, and that is that small employers, face several real significant challenges. One is that they don't have any buying power for big cost insurance products unless they're part of a purchasing group or something, and so then they can't really afford to offer their employees a very good health plan, and so then the employees often have to do that themselves, or they just have a very poor health plan. And then if you're an employer with 7 employees and one of them says, I like working here, but I just can't keep going. I gotta get a position that has better benefits. Well, then you've just lost 1/7 of your workforce. And not only does that put a big burden on the people that remain, but it also is really expensive to replace that person if you even can. So my vision has been, let's figure out how to make this inexpensive for employers to be able to participate and actually offer the day in and day out plans, and then work on figuring out how do we get a high deductible, less expensive type of catastrophic care. And that way the employers can actually offer a decent benefit and have better employee retention and better employee satisfaction. And not only that, but potentially better employee health, so that they're having less presenteeism, so to speak.
And you sort of struck at something that really has been difficult for small businesses, especially of recent, and that's getting an employee to be, sign on when you can't offer them benefits that somebody across the street or across town can offer.
Right, exactly. It's very common that we'll see, couples, for example, and one of them is working in a place, and that person isn't even really working at all for the income. They're simply working because of the benefit package. And so then it's like, well, is that work for that family? But I have a real heart for small businesses, and my experience over the last several years is, if you really want good product, talk to the small guy, because they're hungrier. They realize who their customers are, and they're wanting to really do good service. So we talk to the small guys. We work with several small businesses just as part of our vendors here. Not all, but quite a number. And so I really want to support small business, because that's where the heart of America really is.
And I like what you said to begin with, that this is kind of at the core of the vision you had when you started thinking about doing the healthcare clinic, that ultimately if we could get to this point, that would be the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we're so grateful for the people who've signed up so far. The people who really believed in what we were doing back when we were only open a couple days a week and when we didn't have the lab yet. And so, to recognize their, contributions to helping make this happen, we have the long-term savings that they've locked in. But this is kind of a way with the corporate membership to enable the small businesses in particular to be able to find a way that they can get essentially those same reduced rates for their employees by sharing with them in the cost.
If I'm a small employer and I'm hearing this for the first time, what would be the next steps then? Come in, have a meeting, give you a call? How do we work this out and get signed up to be on board?
Yeah, I'd suggest that they just give us a call at 507-279-2345. That's the main clinic number. They could stop by, but I think it'd be best to make an appointment, just because we'd love to be able to make sure we can show them around and be able to explain this. But I'd be happy to come to their place and describe it as well, and just have a conversation about which of these two options might work best for them. Because the employee-sponsored or employer-sponsored option doesn't require out-of-pocket expense for the employer. So that's just letting the employees know about it, helping to facilitate that, especially as open enrollment is coming. And so for those who are already providing, health insurance coverage, this might be something that would make sense for them. Maybe they could encourage the employees to take more of a high deductible or the highest deductible plan, and then get most of their care through the membership. So you give us a call at 279-2345, or send us an able at memberships@healthcare.health, and we'd be glad to set up a time to talk further.
All right, absolutely perfect. We had about a minute left here today, and I like this, and people can go to your website. There's a great your blog post explaining a lot of this, but sitting down one-on-one and just really getting all those questions answered would probably be the best step in going forward.
Yeah, I mean, the blog post does really kind of lay it out, but there are certainly different implications, different applications for employers of different size. And the main thing we want to emphasize is we're here to be flexible and make it work for the businesses and for their employees.
Yeah, the accessibility to healthcare should be just universal, and it shouldn't be that difficult. So I hats off to you for having this vision and making it possible for a lot of these smaller employers to be able to make this offering.
Yeah, the point is it doesn't have to be expensive.
Right.
Healthcare doesn't need to be expensive if you run it the way lots of other businesses are run.
All right. Well, absolutely fantastic. Look forward to talking more about this and all the plans and the membership in the healthcare clinic as it continues to grow here in Austin. Lee, just real quick, again, for just everybody that wants more information, what do they do?
Yep, stop by and see us, 308 4th Avenue Northwest in Austin, just a block east of St. Augustine's. Give us a call at 279-2345 or visit us on the web at healthcare.health.
All right, fantastic. Gentlemen, we appreciate the information. Have a fantastic week, and we'll talk to you next Thursday.
Thank you very much, John. Have a blessed day.
All right, thank you very much. Bye-bye.